Okay, so in this video, we're talking about Garcelle Beauvais and what she's been focusing on career-wise, particularly since leaving The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Right. And the information you shared points pretty clearly to her reasons for stepping back. It mentions wanting more family time, sure, but also really wanting to focus on acting and producing.
Exactly. And it seems like she's really, well, acting on that, especially with Lifetime, right? There's talk about a much bigger partnership there now.
Yeah, it looks like things are moving fast. It's not just, taking roles. She's actually set to star in and executive produce several new movies for them.
Multiple movies. And we even know the titles. Taken at a Truck Stop, A Black Girl Missing Movie, and Terry McMillan presents Tempted to Love.
And the key thing there, it seems, is that both of these are sequels, part of existing franchises.
Ah, okay. So she's not starting completely fresh.
Not at all. It's building on something. And that first Black Girl Missing movie from last year, the material gives us some context there.
Oh, yeah. What did it say?
Well, Garcelle also starred in and executive produced that one. And it definitely got noticed.
Noticed how? Like awards.
Yeah, exactly. It won a Gracie Award and an Astor A Award for Best TV Movie. Plus, it got nominated for an NAACP Image Award, a Black Reel Award, and a Rocky Award, too.
Wow, okay. So real recognition. That makes sense then, building on that success.
And the purpose behind these new films seems pretty clear, too. The sources say they're about continuing conversations, specifically around systemic inequalities, how missing girls and women of color are often overlooked.
That's a very specific focus. It sounds like these projects have a real mission behind them.
It seems so. And Garcelle herself talks about it. She's quoted saying she's thrilled to keep telling stories that resonate, that put women, especially Black women, right at the center. She also mentions that working with Lifetime lets her, expand on narratives that are heartfelt but also suspenseful and have purpose. She called both new films incredibly special to her.
And the network seems fully behind that vision. There's a quote from Elaine Frenton Bryant. She's an EVP over there.
Right, at A&E, Lifetime, LMN.
Yeah. She calls Garcelle an undeniable creative force and praises her passion for telling authentic, impactful stories that inspire audiences.
The statement also mentioned the film's deepening emotional and cultural resonance and reaffirming their commitment to diverse voices and, well, stories that matter. It sounds like a very intentional partnership.
Definitely seems that way. Now, it's not just Lifetime, right? The material also mentioned she's still on that Netflix show, Survival of the Thickest.
That's right. And it just got renewed for a third season, so that's ongoing too.
So she's balancing different things.
Seems like it. And, the material reminds us this isn't new for her, the acting and producing focus. It mentions her background on the Jamie Foxx show, NYPD Blue. She's been doing this a long time.
Good point. Next, we've got some interesting claims here, specifically around The Real Housewives of Miami.
Yeah, this comes from Alexia and Nepola's former stepdaughter, Sophia.
She basically called the Bravo series fake.
And claimed producers, manipulate scenes. All for ratings, she says.
And it's interesting because she almost got involved herself, right? She filmed scenes with her sister.
Exactly, but they got cut. And her reason, well, she said there was no fighting. It just wasn't interesting enough for the producers, apparently.
Which really says something about what they're looking for. But her main issue seemed to be about her dad, Todd Nepola.
Yeah, how he was portrayed after a fight with one of her ex-stepbrothers. She said it made him look scary.
But Sophia claims she and her sister were right there, heard the whole thing, and the show made it seem like it came out of nowhere.
She called the stars characters, said they're not even real.
Next update we have about, well, a tougher topic. Financial struggles and disputes after a separation. This focuses on Brittany Cartwright and Jax Taylor.
Right, and there are definitely conflicting stories here. Brittany's main claim is about Jax not paying taxes.
For years, she said.
Yeah, for years. And she claims this directly led to their mortgage payment basically exploding. Went from about $8,000 a month
to $18,000. That's a $10,000 jump.
It's huge. And this is all happening around the time they separated, which was back in January 2024.
Okay, so she moves out then.
And she claims Jax stopped paying the mortgage the very next month, February 2024, and that he wouldn't leave the house. She put it down to his ego.
So she and their son had to live in rentals.
Yep, various places. She says it cost her over $100,000. Now, Jax's response to that part was basically that she wasn't staying in a little shack, but mansions.
Always two sides, isn't there? And people around them had different takes on why Jax might have done this.
Yeah, Jason Caperna apparently suggested maybe depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
But Zach Wickham, he saw it differently.
How so?
He called it malicious, like direct retaliation because Brittany moved out.
Oh. Okay, what did Jax himself say? Did he admit to the tax thing?
He did actually, admitted not paying for 6 years, said he didn't have the money and just let it ride.
Wow, 6 years.
But he claims he fixed it now, remortgaged, made it clean. He also talked about signing an apartment lease when he was just 17 days into rehab. He said his therapist thought it was a great move, but then admitted it totally backfired. Said he didn't care about the bill back then, but eventually wrote a $100,000 check.
And what about child support? That was another point Brittany raised.
Yeah, a serious one. She stated Jax only gave her $3,000 for all of 2024.
Just $3,000 for the whole year.
That's what she claimed. And maybe only $8,000 total across 2024 and 2025 for their son.
Yikes. Next update we have about partner involvement in childbirth decisions. This kicked up some dust, didn't it? Involving Jesse Lally's comments.
Yeah, and reactions from Katie Maloney and Scheana Shay. Jesse was on a podcast talking about the birth of his daughter, Isabella.
Right, with his ex, Michelle Sanier.
And he was explaining why he wanted a natural, drug-free birth. He actually said he felt it was his job to make the call.
His job to make the call.
That's what he said. Even mentioned a specific moment when Michelle was stalled at 7.5 centimeters and they were talking about Peterson, and he felt he should be making the decision.
What was his reasoning?
He said he didn't want his daughter coming into a world full of drugs or a stressful environment. Mentioned asking about the epidural getting into the bloodstream, too.
Okay, but Michelle had previously said something about this, hadn't she?
She had. She'd claimed Jesse was very controlling in the delivery room, didn't want her to have an epidural or a C-section. So his comments kind of track with her previous claims.
And the reactions from Katie and Scheana were pretty pointed.
Oh, yeah. Katie Maloney just commented, barf. And Scheana Shay added, coming from the guy not giving birth.
Next update we have about, okay, this one's intricate, a family property dispute mixed with legal issues and podcasts. We're talking Lauren Manzo, her cousin Lexi Ioannou, Dina Canton, Tommy Manzo, and Ashley Holmes weighing in.
Yeah, it's a lot. The basic setup is Lexi and her mom Dina had belongings at the house of Tommy Manzo. He's Dina's ex-husband, Lexi's former stepdad.
And Tommy Manzo is the one convicted last year related to that awful home invasion involving Dina and her current husband, Dave Canton, right? Hired alleged mob guys.
That's the one. So the current fight is about a garage sale of Tommy's stuff from that house.
Okay, and Lexi went on a podcast claiming Lauren Manzo, her cousin, failed her.
Yeah, claiming Lauren didn't do enough to help get Lexi's childhood things back from that garage sale. Lauren said she loves Lexi like a sister. This is incredibly hard because it pits family against family. She insists the story isn't 100% what Lexi presented. She said she agreed to help, got other family involved, but they just couldn't get into Tommy's house. She admitted she hesitated to go to the actual sale herself at first.
Why the hesitation?
Feared being iced out if she showed up representing Lexi. Wanted someone else to maybe video at first. But she says she did eventually go.
And what happened then?
Lauren claims she told him she was there for Lexi, but got resistance and lies, filmed what she could, and then got kicked out. She says she called Lexi immediately, explained it all, and feels she actually burned bridges with other family trying to help Lexi.
And Dina Canton herself was trying to get items back, too.
Yeah, there were some older Instagram posts from November 2024 where Dina was trying to find and buy back stuff from the sale. Called it a personal violation. Mentioned precious items from her own mother. Sounded really painful.
Okay, then Ashley Holmes got involved, defending the Manzos.
Big time. She specifically went after Lexi's claims, especially those made on Gia Giudice's podcast. Ashley accused Lexi of lying and misrepresenting the family. Ashley suggested it was for attention and financial gain, pointing out that Lexi's claims often seem timed with, like, business launches a blog post before a home goods thing, these latest claims near a shoe launch. Ashley said the Manzos opened their home to her, cared deeply. She insisted that even though they felt dragged through the mud, they did show up at the sale, tried everything they could, even offered to buy the items back.
And she emphasized they did this quietly.
Yes, without cameras, no podcasts, no brand launches, just quiet love. Ashley said their silence was not guilt, it was grace. She claimed she was actually there that day, heard calls, saw text, and basically said Lexi straight up lied.
Wow.
Ashley also added, the Manzos haven't had a relationship with the Tommy Manzo for a long time, long before his sentencing, and that Caroline Manzo would speak out soon.
Next update, we have about accusations of relationship control, this time from the Valley. It involves Danny Booko, Jason Caperna, and Janet Caperna.
Right. This started with Danny talking about Jason confronting him over his drinking. This was on the Valley, after show.
And Danny's take was?
He thought Janet Caperna probably sent Jason to attack him, to keep the heat on me. He actually called Jason a puppet. because he thought Jason seemed awkward during the confrontation. That was his interpretation.
Okay, how did Janet react to being called the puppet master?
She kind of laughed it off, and she likes that people think she has that much power. But she denied it flat out. Said Jason is his own person. She doesn't tell him what to do. They don't strategize about taking people down.
So she insists Jason had his own reasons for confronting Danny.
Yeah, his own strong opinion about Danny's behavior when drunk. And Jason himself backed this up, also denying being a puppet.
What was Jason's specific issue with Danny's behavior? It wasn't just the drinking itself.
Not just the drinking and passing out, according to Jason. It was the bold-faced lies the next day, denying how much he actually drank. Danny claiming 1 seltzer and 1 shot.
When Jason thought it was much more.
Yeah, Jason estimated like 25 drinks. He specifically pointed to Danny calling a crouched-down swig with the closet door closed a shot as being untruthful. Said that set my plan off track.
Did other cast members have thoughts on Jason and Janet's dynamic?
Oh yeah, Kristen Doute weighed in. She said she's seen a change in Jason over the last couple of years, and she does think it's Janet chirping in his ear.
What kind of change?
Kristen described Janet as gossipy, catty, louder, someone who needs things to be messy, implying this has influenced Jason.
Interesting. What about Jasmine Good? She was involved in the original incident with Danny, right?
She was. She was hurt by Danny's behavior, so she appreciated Jason stepping up for her, but she also felt that Janet does push him a little bit.
Why did she think that?
Because Jason can be, in her words, a little reserved. So maybe Janet encourages him to speak up more.
And Zach Wickham. Any thoughts from him?
Zach agreed. Danny still owed Jasmine a better apology, but he felt Jason came at Danny on this high horse, suggesting maybe Jason had ulterior motives.
So lots of different views on the same interaction.
Exactly.
Next update we have about...
Yeah, this is about Gigi and Bella Hadid. They've publicly confirmed they have a secret half-sister.
A secret half-sister. Wow. Who is she?
Her name is Aydan Nix. She's 23, and she actually works in fashion too, as a designer and stylist.
Okay, so how does she fit into the family tree?
She's the daughter of Mohamed Hadid and a woman named Terry Hatfield Dull. They apparently had a brief relationship after Mohamed divorced Yolanda Hadid back in 2001.
And Aydan didn't know Mohamed was her father growing up.
No. The sources say she grew up with another man, as her father thought her. It was only after he sadly passed away when she was 19.
What happened then?
She took a genetic test, just out of curiosity apparently, and that's what revealed the connection to the Hadids.
That must have been a shock. How did Gigi and Bella react?
According to the reports, really warmly. They connected with Aydan late last year, in 2023, and apparently embraced her with open arms.
But she's met the whole family.
Sounds like it. Spending time with everyone, including Mohamed, they called her an unexpected and beautiful addition to our family.
That's nice to hear. Is Aydan comfortable with the publicity?
Well, there's a specific request mentioned in the sources. She and her family reportedly value their privacy and are asking the public to respect that.
Understandable. What about Mohamed Hadid's involvement? Did he know about her before the DNA test?
Sources suggest he did know about her and that he's been cordial and pleasant in recent years.
But maybe not fully involved?
Apparently hasn't offered financial support, according to one source, and hasn't publicly confirmed the connection himself. It's described as mutual respect, but also discretion.
And just for context, Mohamed has other kids too, right?
Yes, 2 older daughters, Marielle and Alana, from his first marriage, and then on where with Yolanda. Aydan just graduated from Parsons School of Design, actually. Mohamed was apparently expected at the graduation, but ended up canceling. So if you want to keep up with all this, make sure you subscribe to Realty TV.
Yeah, and hit that bell icon. You don't want to miss our next breakdown.
Thank you for watching this video. See you tomorrow.